Welcome to the Burlington Hotel in Dublin for the 2010 PaddyPowerPoker.com Irish Open. Now this is where the money counts. 72 players currently remain. Tonight we'll see the Paddy Power Poker Sole Survivor winner earn a well-deserved €100,000, and we get down to our final 8 players. Who will they be? Let's find out.
The Irish Open's going to Bridgnorth. There'll be thousands of reds and we'll be drunk out our heads when the Irish Open goes to Bridgnorth.
We ran good yesterday, so wearing the shirt today to project a bit of wrongdoing. I don't normally like to wear my shirt because all the different types of, fans, it might be gunning for me.
I've absolutely no idea who that is with the Chelsea shirt, but under no circumstances will he get the better of Man United.
Well, he's on my left, so he can make it difficult for me, so maybe I'm regretting wearing it already. I might go and put my hoodie on.
I actually started playing it when I was in Persia. I was 15 and we were on the beach on holiday, and a friend of ours, he was actually 12, he knew the game, so he taught us the game, and the game grabbed me and never let go. I know Marty very well, yeah, we're good friends, and he's so entertaining. Yeah.
Have you got some earplugs?
No, I find Marty really, because I know he's good-hearted, and so all his jokes and everything is really funny, and he means well. If you notice, he never tries to annoy anyone or anything. All he's trying to do is make people laugh.
Day 3 of this Irish Open begins with 61 players, all of whom are in the money. 7 tables spread around this room. You're looking around. Owen O'Dea is in there, still in this tournament, as is Englishman Nick Purcell, Sophia Logren, who we saw the other day. Jen Mason still got a pretty good stack. Someone's going to win this Irish Open title. Only previous winner left in Liam Flood, and he is a chip leader there with his back to us. You see George McKeever giving him some advice. Andy Black, he's got a short stack, but big names still in this tournament. Keith the Camel Hawkins on a good stack. And on our feature table, of course, Parg, we're going to have some huge names as well. Tom Hanlon, who you know quite well, Marty Wilson.
Yeah, most people know Tom Hanlon better as an Omaha player, but Tom's been playing No Limit Hold'em for 25 years.
Day 3 is generally a day where a lot of people lose their minds, yeah? Day 2 is a day of pot control. Day 3 is a day of watching out for the players that lose their minds, either become rigid or overvalue certain hands. So even though I've got a short stack, yeah, I can boot up the field fairly easily if one of those kind of situations happens.
Well, I just have to play solid, and the aim is to try and get to the final table.
And on our feature table, for those in the know, in seat number 1, one of the greatest cash game players in Irish poker, this is Tom Hanlon. Seat number 2, from Dulwich, this is Konstantin Paparestis, known on the internet as Greekstein. Seat number 3, probably the biggest heart in European poker, from Bridgnorth, it's Mad Marty Wilson. Seat number 4, he's an old-time English player with a World Series of Poker main event final table to his name, Ben Roberts. From Hungary, this youngster, 26 years old, Zsombor Gál, with 262,000+. On his left, another Irishman, this is Donald O'Connor with 87,000+. Sole survivor on this table, big result in Galway a few years ago, Chris Dowling. And rounding out this table, Canadian Yan Dion with 122,000 in chips. Well, Parg, this is going to be so much fun. 61 players left. I'm an old softy when it comes to Irish poker history. Maybe,
You sure are.
I mean, there might be 6 players left of the 61 who've played this tournament 10 times or more before. 3 of them at this table, Marty Wilson, Ben Roberts, Tom Hanlon. These are guys who really know what Irish poker's about.
Sure, there's been a lot of talk about the structure at this event, but if you look around the room, you'll see a huge number of top names still left in this tournament, and that's testimony to the fact that the structure's been perfect.
And I have to say, here comes the Hungarian Zsombor Gál. First chance to see him, but at 253,000 starting today in the top 3, among the top 3 stacks in chips. So not surprised to see him getting out there.
Yeah, it's a big advantage, obviously, having been able to cover the whole table. It means you can't get knocked out in the first patch play, which means you can put the pressure on people straight away.
Now, Donald O'Connor, he's
Donald O'Connor.
Donald O'Connor, find the ace king. He's a guy who's very friendly with some of the bigger Irish names among the youngsters. John O'Shea, these guys. He's involved in a poker training site. And it's all in, or is there something else here? It's got about 87,000.
I don't think he's going to go all in. He's probably going to make it maybe 25.
I think you called the number exactly.
It's 21,500.
Well, almost exactly.
21,500 fold.
Well, it's early part.
21,500 fold.
Which is warming up.
Just trying to find my range here.
17,500 fold.
And back around to the Hungarian. He's got a big enough stack. I mean, he can really do what he likes here, would you say?
Yeah. The problem for him is that, you know, if he does call this raise, he's going to be caught out of position. And Donald O'Connor could take a big lump out of his stack, so Galgati quite wisely folds.
Early start for a man who may not be known very well, but certainly is railed by a lot of the bigger Irish players.
Yeah, he might be known by the TV viewers, but I mean, he's only 26, but I mean, he's certainly a very popular young man with all the young Irish players. I mean, I promise you, if this guy makes the final table, the place will go mad.
Yeah. It looks like Ed Roycroft putting his jacket on. He was a lot of fun while we were watching him. Very lively.
He sure was, yeah. I thought he might go far because he's pretty fearless.
4,000 to call. 4,000.
They pick things up like that.
Hasn't really moved a chip yet, Marty. Neither has Ben Roberts.
Speaking of not having any confidence in your razor, Marty looks a bit like he hasn't got any confidence in his barber, or else why would he have been cutting his hair at home?
Well, it's no secret that Ben Roberts has sort of a reputation as a rock park, but it's not deserved, is it?
No. Ben is the kind of guy who'll smile at you and say, great fold, I had them after him after his picture pocket.
Wow. And
oh well,
the chips have to go in, don't they? Well, I guess
sure.
I guess it'll be up to Ben Roberts because Donald has to re-raise, right? This is you can never not re-raise here, or can you?
Well, I won't bother teaching you Donald again. We'll just see if he's still here after this pot, and we'll go through it again.
Pardon me, Donald.
Here's all in.
Wow, he's
fold.
Gone for the lot. And
I think he's got about, well, not only, he had about 90,000. So it's a couple of ways of playing the hand, but the all-in kind of looks a little bit weaker than the two queens.
Right. You're saying that Ben is going to have to, well, Ben doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't want to, does he?
Well,
but most people would say...
Well, you know, a lot of people in this spot, when somebody has moved all in like this, would be thinking, you know, this could be, this is ace-king or a medium pair.
I call 96,500.
And I'm sure Gall's getting out of the way, but we've got a flip. Now, Ben Roberts has chips back for Donald O'Connor.
That was a bit of a result for Gall that he didn't get involved with his pair of eights then. Because
Classic.
This is the kind of thing that has to happen. You have to win if you want to win an Irish Open.
This is the kind of thing Donald O'Connor would be, you know, half delighted that when Ben called him so quickly that he's only got ace-king, and then a little disappointment that it's not a pair of tens or a pair of jacks. You know, the great thing about being involved in a race is, I mean, you feel like no matter what happens, you haven't done anything wrong, and you just look over, see who's dealing, and it's up to them.
Oh! Well, the clubs are live.
Never easy.
The clubs are live, but Donald breathes a big exhale. He now has to hit. And that hasn't really changed anything. Any club but the ace of clubs or the queen are the cards.
I think the ace of clubs would be good.
Ben Roberts gracious in raking those chips, and for Donald O'Connor, his heart has just sunk to the bottom of his toes. Oh, man.
Well, I promise you, Jesse, this is a young man that we will be seeing again, and he can be very proud of his achievement here this week.
Now, what is this going to mean for the table? Have you ever seen Ben Roberts wield a gigantic stack?
No. Yeah, I have.
Well, the big story so far, Parg, chip movements to Ben Roberts.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, after all the excitement, it turned it. So far, all we've really had is a race.
You haven't seen Tom Hanlon do anything yet. It hasn't been long in this tournament, but as far as the table goes today. But his chips mean he has to make a decision.
You know, Tom Hanlon's a very interesting player at this table. He was at the final table of the 10,000 Omaha event when Marty Smith won in an almost riot situation in Las Vegas. What a day out that was. But, you know, apart from being a bridge international for Ireland, you know, Tom was playing no-limit hold'em tournaments in the Marion Club 20 years ago. When I was there playing them. So, you know, he may be known internationally as a, you know, a big cash Omaha player, but, you know, Tom Hanlon used to win way more than his fair share of tournaments in the old days. I mean, so, you know, he's not unfamiliar with no-limit hold'em.
Back to the bridge.
Well,
You know, he's not a one-trick pony by any stretch of the imagination. This guy's an all-round card player and possibly the best bridge player in Ireland. He's been on the Irish team for several years now.
And this is Mad Marty Wilson. Sort of a must-do situation, and it's not about the cards, it's about the position. He sensed weakness here, right? He's not going to be over the moon about getting called here, though.
You know, it doesn't take a lot to get Marty over the moon. Oh, that's a good flop for Marty. Pretty sure there'll be a continuation bet here, or a delayed continuation bet.
15,000.
I thought you absolutely crushed. You're going nowhere. You're going to be runner-up. When you be in the league, you're going to be runner-up.
Your 10 is good. Yeah, I know there's no king there.
Pass.
Marty is, I don't know if he's good at talking people off of hands, on hands. One thing's for sure, he's good at talking. And it's his whole game. He loves it.
Well, quantity is his forte.
Absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
And it looks like Andy Black's got his coat on. Bad news for Andy Black fans, supporters, and backers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sick. I'd sort of slightly improved my situation to about 55,000. And anyway, the button raises 10 or 11,000, and the guy who's just lost a big pot on the small blind chips all in for about 60,000. I pick up a pair of kings on a big blind, so I put my 55,000 in, and he turns over 7-3 of hearts. So I'll have a king of hearts in my hand, and the flop comes ace deuce 3, 4th street with 1 heart, 4th street is a heart, and 5th street's another heart, so he makes flush.